right, so welcome to your rest and reset practice. Today we'll be starting off with a little bit of movement and self-applied touch to support um, just a greater sense of ease and comfort in the neck and the shoulders, upper back, kind of that upper thoracic part of the spine. We might do a little twist. That'll also help kind of integrate that movement throughout the rest of the spine into the pelvis. And you can do that seated or lying down. And then we'll have a psychological sigh, body sensing, and some gratitude. So I'm going to welcome you in by just starting to notice what is here in your field of attention. So you can have eyes opened or closed and just notice how you're feeling in this moment. Imagine if a friend came to you and asked that question, how would you respond? And taking a few moments to tune in into the body. How are you feeling? That's a felt experience. We do have a built-in negativity bias, so you might initially notice where there's little pains or areas of tension. It's normal. If that is what happened for you, take a moment and notice what else is here. Widen attention and just see if there's anything that might feel like an opposite or a lesser degree of what you initially might have experienced, or something else entirely. And imagine it like taking the blinders off. Horses wear those blinders, keeping them focused and keeping the flies away from the eyes. We can do that. But if we take the blinders off, we have a larger field of perception. And we'll do that again at the end of the practice. So for now, we'll shift into our self-applied touch and a bit of movement. We're going to start with supporting the neck. And what you're going to do is take your right hand and bring it underneath the left collarbone. You can also place a thumb and first finger above the collarbone and the other three fingers below. If you can be skin on skin, that is ideal, but over clothes works fine too. And you're going to apply a gentle amount of pressure and connection into that left side. And as if that right arm and hand were so heavy, it's sort of gently drawing downward. There's a little bit of a taut tension, perhaps on the front side of the neck there on the left side. You might feel a little bit of the skin stretching. And you're going to hold that. And on the inhale, turn your head to the right, whatever degree you can. You don't want to force or crank the head too far. And then on the exhale, bring it back to center. Then inhale toward the right. Exhale back to center. Do that once or twice more. And then on the next inhale, turning the head right, and you'll pause. You'll breathe here, your regular rhythm and flow, but begin to tilt your chin down toward the right shoulder. And then back to center, and then the chin tilting up toward the ceiling. So it's like you're saying yes here with the head slightly turned to the right. So tilting the chin down toward the shoulder and then back up toward the ceiling, moving slowly, breathing into spaces that feel full of sensation that want attention. And the next exhale, let your head come back to center. And then bring your right hand down. You're going to change the sides now. So before you do, you might just take a breath or two and notice what you feel. If there's any um, more openness perhaps in the left side and or somewhere else entirely. And there may or may not be, but just checking it out. And then you're bringing the left hand up underneath the right collarbone, maybe the thumb and first finger above, the other three below. You're feeling that left arm and hand, that bit of weight. Imagine that there's this little gentle drawing down, and you're feeling the right side of the neck, maybe the skin a bit taut. And then your inhale, turning the head to the left. Then exhale back to center. Do that 2 more times. On your next in breath, as you turn the head to the left, you're going to pause. And then begin to tilt the chin down toward the shoulder. The breath is flowing your comfortable rhythm. And then slowly the chin comes back up to starting position and then up toward the ceiling. And then down toward the shoulder. So back and forth a few times. On the next exhale, you'll bring your head back to center. Release the left hand and arm down. Take a breath or two and notice what you're sensing. What's the experience now of the breath in the chest and upper back and shoulders? And then check out if there's any last movement with the neck and head that you'd like to do. You might explore dropping the chin toward the chest and then gently rolling the right ear toward the right shoulder. And then back to center, and then the opposite, left ear to left shoulder. So if rolling feels nice to you, you might roll back and forth. You might prefer just to turn your head right to left, or something less mechanical, something a bit more fluid. Just another breath or two. And then head comes to center. We'll do a little shoulder drop if this is comfortable for you. We'll do this 3 times. On the inhale, you're going to shrug your shoulders up by your ears. And then on the exhale, you'll let them drop. Inhale, shrugging. You might even pause there at the top of the shrug, feeling that energy build. And then exhale, release. As you do that one last time on this exhale, you might explore the exhale with a deep sigh as you drop the shoulders. And then feel into a little movement. You might roll the shoulders a little bit back or forward. Do a little cat-cow and a seated position here. This will continue to support along the spine, getting a bit more movement and fluidity. So you're bringing your arms up like a cactus or goalpost. So your palms are forward, your upper arms are as parallel to the ground as comfortable. And on the next exhale, you'll draw the forearms and elbows together in front of you and round the back. So you're forward folding a bit into your lap. Tuck your chin into your chest. Then as you inhale, coming up, opening those arms, reaching them back behind you, feeling that Extension across the chest. And then exhale, elbows, forearms into the belly, rounding the spine, tucking the chin, fully releasing. And then inhale, coming up, reaching back behind you with the back of the arms and hands. And then exhale back into the belly, rounding through the spine. And then pause here in this position and take a big breath in, all along the back body. Exhale here. And then inhale, coming up, opening those arms wide, reaching back behind you, pausing here. Exhale here. And inhale here. And then exhale, come back to a neutral spine. Let the hands rest in the lap. Just take a breath or two, feeling into sensation. Into breath, how it expands, perhaps a bit more through the lower rib spaces, front, back, and sides. And last little movement here will be a spinal twist. So you could do this seated or lying down. If you're lying down, you're going to take your knees to one side and then gently let your head turn right to left, slowly rocking at the base of the skull. That's the lying down option. If you're staying seated, on your next in breath, you'll take your arms up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right and you'll bring your right arm down to your right hip, your hand to your hip, and the left hand to the left knee. And then you'll feel from that left hip this spiraling line moving up to the right shoulder as you're twisting to the right. Your head is turning to the right. Take a breath here in and out. If you're on your back, your knees are to the left, your head is to the right, you're taking a breath. And then keeping everything from the shoulders down in this twisting posture, but just the head comes to center and to the left. Back to center and to the right. So you'll go back and forth a few times. A spinal twist from the crown of the head to the pelvis. And on the next inhale, when you're turning away from your right shoulder, come back to center. And take a breath in center. You can be in stillness. If you'd like to do a little stretch or movement, feel free. And then we'll do that second side. If you're seated on the inhale, your arms are coming up. And you're exhaling, twisting to the left. Left hand to left hip, right hand to right knee. If you're on your back, you're taking your knees to the right. And you're feeling everything from the hip, especially that right hip, across the body, spiraling to the left shoulder, twisting to the left, the head twisting to the left. Not too far, no pain, no discomfort, just discovering the range of motion that feels safe enough right now. And you're keeping everything from the shoulders to the hips fixed and still as the head moves to center and then to the right. To center and to the left, back and forth, the head gently moving. All along the spine, sensing your way, feeling the breath. On the next inhale, when you're turning away from the left shoulder, you're going to bring everything back to center. And as the spine realigns in neutral, check it out. Take a breath or two in stillness, or maybe you want a little movement or stretch. You're honoring your body's unique needs and what supports your attention, staying focused inside on sensation. And from here, we'll invite a psychological sigh. So if you're in movement, you're going to come back to stillness. Seated might be better for this, but if you prefer to lie down, give it a try. So the psychological sigh is a two-part inhale through the nose. It's a pretty rapid and sharp inhalation. You're expanding as you do that on the inhale. And then the exhale is about 80% of the way through the nose, the last 20% through the mouth. We'll do that 3 rounds. We'll have a normal, regular, easy breath in between rounds. So at the bottom of your next exhale, hold out your breath. And then breathe in 2 parts through the nose, sharp and enlivening, feeling that expansion, and then exhale slowly through the nose. When there's about 20% left, release through the mouth. An easy breath in between. And then a quick 2-part inhale through the nose, feeling that expansion, holding, and then slowly exhale through the nose. Last 20% through the mouth. Easy breath in between. One more round silently on your own. Letting that last 20% exhale through the mouth settle you into a position of comfort to body sense. We'll start today in the feet and move up to the head. We'll finish by dropping down into the heart space and welcoming gratitude. So check it out. See if there needs to be any adjustments to be comfortable for the next 5 minutes or so. You can have eyes opened or closed. If eyes are to remain open, finding a point that is unmoving. For some, closing the eyes helps take attention inward and stay more connected to feeling and sensation. So adjusting accordingly. And let attention drop down into the soft bottoms of your feet and feeling the connection that they have with the ground beneath. Before we sense through the body, you might just take a moment to feel into that ground and welcoming that sense of an inner ground within you. If there's an inner resource you can touch into, where that unshakable sense of ground resides in you. And then feeling into the feet. And as you do at any point, if you're feeling into the body and that part of the body wants a micro movement or a little touch, feel free. We all experience our body in different ways, and sometimes these different ways of sensing can support our meditations. So you're feeling the feet. There might be a little wiggle of toes. You're feeling from within the ankles and the lower legs, feeling from within the knees and the upper legs, and feeling the point of connection that the legs make as they join the pelvis, sensing from within the hips and the pelvis. Feeling from within the abdomen, feeling all along the front and the back of the low spine, low back, in all directions of the ribs, and feeling from within the ribs, the space, the chest, and the feel of the upper back, top of the shoulders, deep inside the shoulders, sensing upper arms and elbows, forearms and wrists, the back of the hands, palms and fingers, and feeling from fingertips to shoulders, along the collarbones, the space of the throat, all along the sides and back of the neck and head, top of the head, sensing the touch of air on your forehead, sensation of the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, any sensation deep inside the head. And then expanding your perception, widening the lens, feeling the whole body from head to toes and toes to head. Surface sensations and sensations deep inside. As you feel your body resting here, breathing all on its own, you might just notice what's here now. That same friend at the beginning of practice is asking, how do you feel? And you're tuning in, noticing, and how, as you move out of this practice, let it be unique to you, but you may feel as you do some gratitude for this body, for the breath, for the time that you've taken for yourself to connect to these essential aspects of you. I do hope that these practices supported you today. It's always a delight to share with you. I thank you for listening.